Today we're doing something wild.
Indeed, we are.
We're asking AI to create images of what Bible characters looked like.
We'll give a quick breakdown of who they were and what they may have looked like based on scripture and history. Then we'll reveal the AI image.
And we're going to be ranking each image from 1 to 15. So by the end, we'll see who's most and least accurate.
Hey guys, it's Bless.
And it's Creed.
And this is the Bless and Creed podcast.
All right, first up, Moses. Moses was the Hebrew prophet God chose to lead the Israelites out of slavery and Egypt, and he chose him to receive the law at Mount Sinai.
It's a pretty important character.
Yeah, the 10 Commandments were pretty important. Blessing, a trivia question. What language were the 10 Commandments originally given in? We'll give the answer after we look at the image. So this is Blessing and I's best guess on what Moses would look like. His complexion was most likely a Middle Eastern Semitic with an olive or light brown skin tone.
That's pretty accurate.
His facial features were likely curly hair and a beard.
I feel like that's accurate.
His clothing was likely simple and practical desert clothing, a tunic and robe suited for a shepherd and leader. AI generated this picture of Moses. Let's take a look.
Okay, so this is actually, I feel like this could be accurate to what Moses could have looked like. What do you think, Creed?
So as far as the curly hair and a beard, I guess they did that right.
Yeah, I guess so. And it's crazy how AI is so, it looks quite real and just very interesting. I don't know, would he be in a desert area?
Yes.
They had trees there, didn't they? It's just not desert everywhere, was it?
It was a wilderness. So as far as clothing, it is very simple and practical.
Very practical.
I like how they included the staff. That is mentioned a lot in the Bible. Well, that was AI's take on Moses. Bless, did you have any thought on that trivia question? What language were the 10 Commandments originally given in?
Is it Hebrew?
Yes, it is. Most of the Old Testament was written in Hebrew. As far as ranking, since it's the first one, it's going to take first place.
Obviously. Until it gets dethroned by someone else. And by someone else, I mean Noah. Noah was the righteous man God chose to build the ark, preserve his family, and carry out God's plan through the flood. Okay, Creed. Quick trivia question. How many days and nights did it rain during the flood?
Let me think about that.
Okay. And we'll tell you guys the answer after we see the photo. Here's our guess on what Noah looked like. Complexion. Probably deep tan or bronze from outdoor life. Facial features, maybe a long, thick beard. He was 600, so he would have been bearded, I don't know. Weathered face, long, tied back hair. I think that could have been what it was, because, working, you might want to tie back your hair, honestly, if it's long. Clothing, rough plant fiber tunic, likely pitch-stained and worn. AI has created the image of Noah, so, Creed, let's take a look.
Let's.
I was not expecting this. It's kind of crazy. I don't know. What do you think, Creed?
To be honest, he somehow does look 600 years old.
Honestly? Yes, I can see it. I don't know. It feels... Okay, might sound a little offensive. He looks southern, like a southern hillbilly. And I don't know. That aspect of it's not my favorite. But I think that I really like the details of him building the ark.
He looks like he works hard.
He does. Yeah, he looks like he's tired. Okay, Creed. Where do you think Noah is going to go in the ranking?
That's a hard one.
It is hard. I don't know, because I kind of liked Moses better. I do, now that I think about it, I do like the details in Noah.
I like how they put the ark in there, but I think Moses, just like his hair and his beard, weren't as accurate.
That's true, that might be true.
But I like how they put the staff and the 10 Commandments in there.
Yeah.
In Noah's, they just put the ark there.
Yeah.
I think Noah should go number 1 because of his hair and his beard.
Okay, I agree with that.
It was true to what you said it would be.
So Noah takes first place, which means Moses to second. That's pretty good. Creed, do you have any thoughts on the trivia question? How many days and nights did it rain during the flood?
40 days and 40 nights?
That's correct. And that's crazy to think about. Imagine heavy rain for 40 days. Where we are, it only rains 1 day and then it stops for months. It's crazy.
Okay, guys, let's head on to the next character, Adam. Adam was the first man created by God, formed from the dust of the ground and given life by God's breath. Blessing, a quick trivia question again. What did Adam name right after God created them?
Can I guess after we see the picture?
Yes.
Okay.
Here is our best guess on Adam's appearance. His complexion was maybe medium to deep earth tone, like the ground he came from.
That's an interesting, I like the way that sentence is
That is a cool,
strung together.
structured sentence. His facial features were probably strong jaw and dark hair. His clothing were, it's actually mentioned in the Bible, just animal skins after the fall, rough and simple. Okay, that was our rough guess as to what Adam might look like. AI generated the image of Adam, so let's take a look.
Okay. He seems a little short, but maybe he was. People are short. Me too. I'm short too. What do you think, Creed?
I think it does look like animal skins, and that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's good. I wonder what kind of animal the skins belong to.
I don't know, but also I don't know if he has dark hair, and I don't know if you could call that a strong jaw. I don't know what they mean by that.
I don't know what that means.
But
I don't know.
guess he has a strong jaw as well.
Yeah, I feel like his arms are really long, kind of.
They are also really strong because he's been working.
Yeah,
outside.
it's true. I feel like people back then were just very, very strong. So that's crazy. Unlike people today.
Yeah, I would agree.
And what is the stick he's holding?
I don't know what that's.
Would he just
supposed
be
to
holding a stick? Sometimes I just go out into the woods and I pick up a stick.
All right, Bless. Where should we put Adam in the ranking?
Okay, so this is actually pretty hard. I think the other two were better.
Do you have a specific reason?
I feel like there was just a little more detail in the other ones,
So I think he goes to number 3 spot.
which is last place.
Blessing, now that you have time to think about the answer to the trivia question, what did Adam name after God created them?
Animals is the answer. Animals.
The answer is animals.
Okay, guys, let's move on to the next character, Eve. Eve was the first woman created by God from Adam's side to be his companion and the mother of all humanity. Okay, Creed, quick trivia question. Who did Eve say deceived her in the garden?
I will answer that after we see the picture.
It's a big question.
It is a big
And
question.
a big answer. Let's talk about our guess on Eve's appearance. Now, first, her complexion. Perhaps warm earth tone matching Adam, which sounds about correct. Facial features, maybe soft features, long, dark hair. Clothing, simple animal skin wrap after the fall, obviously. Now, we can see it in picture form. I don't know. I guess, she looks pretty muscular, too, for, a woman. Compared to me, I'm comparing her with myself. I'm not that muscular, which is saying something about me. But she looks pretty muscular, which shows that they had to do more work back then, which I don't know if that's saying something about our generation now. It is. But, I think she's very pretty. And, I like her cloak.
I think that's all we have to say about it.
I could see this being Eve.
I'm like, yeah, that could be right.
I think this one, if we're moving to the ranking now, I think this one should go above Adam.
Right above Adam?
Personally,
Yeah.
I think so. Okay, now for the trivia question. Who did Eve say deceived her in the garden?
Was it the serpent?
It's correct. It's correct. And it's a crazy thing.
It is. It is a crazy thing. Okay, so we're going to move to the next one, which is John the Baptist. He was a wilderness prophet who baptized for repentance and prepared the way for the Messiah. That's interesting. He prepared the way for the Messiah. Bless, I have a little bit of a trivia question for you on John the Baptist. What did he eat while in the wilderness?
That's a hard one. Let me think about it.
Let's get to what our best guess was on his appearance. His complexion was probably deep tan from desert sun. Yeah, he was in the wilderness, so that's probably likely. His facial features were probably wild, long hair, thick beard, intense eyes. That's kind of a
I don't know what that means,
weird
intense
comment.
eyes. I guess I have encountered people with intense eyes.
Yeah, and he
Yes,
might have had him.
Maybe he did.
His clothing was rough camel hair tunic and a leather belt. I think that is actually mentioned in the Bible. He wore rough camel's hair,
Yeah.
a tunic made of camel's hair, I think. And so, yeah, that's our best guess. Let's look at the image that AI generated of John the Baptist.
Yes. Wow. This is crazy.
This is a pretty good one, actually.
I think so.
I don't know actually what he would have looked like, but I can imagine this. It's true to the description on the paper that he had wild long hair, a thick beard,
Yeah.
and intense eyes. That's true about this one.
100%.
He has a leather belt and a rough camel's hair tunic, and he has a deep tan from the desert sun. So this one is accurate to the paper.
It is.
Let's move on to the ranking. I think he takes number 1. What do you think?
I like the way he is. He looks accurate.
I think it's accurate to our best guess that
Yeah.
we on his complexion, his facial features, and clothes that we had. And so, yeah, I think number 1's the place for him. Okay, Bless, I gave you time to think about it. What is the answer to the question, what did John eat in the wilderness?
Wow, I'm going to get this one wrong. I'm scared. I'm going to get it wrong. Was it honey?
That is half of the answer. He ate locusts and wild honey.
Yes. Okay, yeah, see, I knew it was some sort of bug. Okay.
Yeah, it was locusts and wild honey. So you got half a point for that one.
We're getting points for this?
I guess we are now.
Moving on to the next character, which is Abraham. Abraham was the man God called to leave his homeland and become the father of the nation of Israel. God made a covenant with him, promising to bless all the nations through his descendants. Creed, I got a quick trivia question to you about Abraham. What did God promise Abraham his descendants would be as numerous as?
We'll answer that after we see the photo.
Here is Creed and I's best guess on what Abraham might have looked like. Complexion, likely tan from desert travel. Facial features, maybe dark beard, sharp eyes. Clothing, loose layered robes. Head covering. Think that could be pretty accurate?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything
Like,
about
you
what
don't
he
know
looked like.
anything, period. Well, Creed, AI generated the image. Do you want to take a look?
Let's do it.
Okay.
This is Abraham, apparently.
What do you think? Tell me your thoughts.
You know what? That actually looks pretty good.
I think it does. I like the details in the background with like the animals, and like it looks like there's a camel back there and stuff. And I think it's pretty accurate. I like how accurate it is to the paper with like the head covering and like the robes and stuff.
I think it's accurate as well because he doesn't have like a structured house. It's tents.
Yeah.
And that's mentioned a lot. He doesn't live in a certain place forever, but he goes from one place to another and then lives there and lives in tents. And that's pretty accurate as well. But as far as Abraham himself goes, yeah, it is pretty accurate to our guess.
Now, let's move on to ranking.
I think this one should go above Noah, so like number 2.
So I think he should go to second too. I really like him.
But just below John the Baptist because, I mean, it is true to our best guess, but not like John the Baptist was.
Yeah, I think so too. So we're going to put Abraham at second place. Now let's move on to the trivia question I asked Creed. What did God promise Abraham his descendants would be as numerous as? What is your answer?
The stars.
Yeah, that's true.
Next up is David. David was the shepherd boy who became Israel's greatest king. God chose him to lead his people. And from David's lineage came Jesus Christ, which is important because David he's Israel's greatest earthly king.
Yeah.
But Jesus truly is still reigning as the king of his people.
Yeah.
And so Jesus is a greater king than David. Quick trivia blessing about David is before becoming king, what musical instrument did David play for King Saul?
That's a hard one. Can I tell you after?
Yes, you can. Here is our best guess, me and Blessing's best guess as to what David might have looked like. His complexion was likely ruddy, maybe a reddish glow. His facial features were probably youthful face, dark hair, and later a beard.
Yeah.
Later as in he's becoming older, I guess.
Maybe.
And his clothing was probably a simple tunic as shepherd, royal robes as king. That's
Okay.
interesting that they put it there before and after.
I wonder what they're gonna do for. I wonder what the AI is gonna do for that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I wonder if did they like shave? How did you shave back then? That's crazy.
Well, let's look at the photo to see if he is shaved or not. AI generated a photo of David, so let's take a look.
Okay, let's do it.
He's kind of carrying a staff thingy like Adam was.
Literally,
That
that's what I was
weird.
about to say. It's literally exactly like Adam was.
They got it right, and he has a youthful face in the photo.
But I think this one is actually could be pretty accurate. I like this one more than Adam's. I like the complexion, the hair, and I like how he doesn't have like a full beard like some of the older people we've already talked about, and how he kind of just like looks like he's just
Yeah, he does look youthful.
youthful.
Yeah, young. And yeah, he doesn't have a full beard. It's kind of patchy in there. So,
Kind of patchy.
I mean, it's good as in he's young.
Yes.
So it does good there. And I guess this is pre-king. He's not a king yet.
Yeah,
he
I
is-
think so.
Yeah, he's a
Which
a
makes
shepherd.
the stick which gives the stick some purpose, I guess. He needs it to fight the lions and bears off.
Now, let's go into ranking. I think he should take 4th place above Moses.
I think that's right. I think that's actually pretty accurate.
Because again, they were accurate. They, to what our best guess was, they were accurate. He was youthful, not a full beard, kind of young, and
Yeah.
just a shepherd. So
Yeah.
I think it is
I think it's pretty
accurate.
And I think that 4th place suits him.
Bless. So the trivia question was: before becoming king, what musical instrument did David play before King Saul?
Was it a harp?
Yes, it was, or a lyre as well. That
I
could be
feel like a
called.
lyre is just a small harp. Anyways, let's move on to a really cool character, Daniel. He was a Hebrew exile who rose to power in Babylon, interpreted dreams, and survived the lion's den. It's a pretty crazy life. I love how his explanation is shorter, but like it has just like a lot of things included into it, and it's pretty crazy.
It is because I mean he didn't just rise to power. He was like they were going to give him a bunch of jewels and stuff. King Darius was, I think, and then he said, "No, I don't need those. I don't need those. I'm just telling you what God has said."
Yeah.
And that's kind of encouraging.
Quick trivia question for you: who are the 3 famous friends of Daniel?
Let me think about that for a little bit.
Okay, and while you do, let's talk about our guess on his appearance. Complexion: olive, sun-touched from exile. Facial features: sharp eyes, dark beard with gray, which I guess that just means like gray inside of it. I don't know. Clothing: fine Persian robe, prayer shawl.
I don't know what they mean by that.
A prayer shawl.
What
I feel like when I
classifies a
think
prayer
about like
shawl?
a prayer shawl, I think of like the sound of music or something. But I don't know. He wore a prayer shawl and a fine Persian robe. Anyways, let's look at the image AI created for us of Daniel. Okay, wow, this one is very, very interesting. Like, there's a lot more details to this one than I would have thought, and I really like it. It looks very realistic. What do you think, Creed?
He's in a palace, which is kind of I wasn't expecting that, but
Looks
I mean
really
I guess
cool.
that could be how it was.
It reminds me of like the movie The Prince of Egypt, the way the palace looks. And I really like the way it's kind of like eerie and dark. And he's holding like a candle. I don't see his prayer shawl.
I don't know what they meant by that.
Yeah, I don't know. Prayer shawl, it doesn't mention that in the Bible. But our team put that together. We're not sure what they meant by that. But he's not wearing one. And I actually really like this one. Okay, Creep, where should we rank Daniel?
I think he should take Moses' spot in
Me too.
number 5.
Me too. I think it has a lot of detail, but I think the ones above it were better.
I do too. And yeah, I do.
Okay, so the trivia question was, who were Daniel's 3 famous friends, and what is your answer?
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego?
That is correct. They were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Okay, next was a really crazy character, Samson. Samson was a judge of Israel, whom God strengthened in a unique way to deliver Israel from the Philistines. So even though he delivered Israel, he was not the best. He was not a good role model at all.
What's your trivia question?
The trivia question is, what was Samson's great strength connected to? His complexion was probably olive or sun-browned. So his facial features were long, uncut hair and maybe intense eyes, which is true until the end of his life because his eyes got gouged out by the Philistines. Anyways, his clothing was likely simple warrior's gear with no armor. All right, after hearing that, let's look at the AI-generated image of Samson.
Yes. Okay. Wow, this is crazy. I do really kind of like the details of the jaw of the skull. That's very kind of graphic, but interesting.
Is that supposed to be the jawbone of a donkey?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, it's mentioned, but a donkey does not have a horn. Anyways, I was expecting his hair to be a little longer.
Me too. I don't know why, but in my mind I was expecting like a Rapunzel.
Well,
like
he
brown
hadn't
hair.
cut it since he was born.
I know, so it would have been longer, like really
It would
long.
have been a little longer.
Maybe even like down
But
to
he
his
is like a
waist.
big, beefy man.
Yes, never
It's
heard you
kind of a-
describe
it's kind
something
of a-
like that.
A weird description, but he looks like he could handle himself.
He does, yeah. He looks like he could hit you, and he does look very angry.
And his eyes are intense. Okay, let's move on to ranking, Bless. I think he should take 6th place.
I agree with you. I think that he deserves 6th place. I think that AI could have done a little bit better, going more accurate to the paper or our best guess. But I think 6th is a good place for him.
Yeah, I think 6th is good. Let's move on to the trivia question.
Yes.
What was Samson's great strength connected to?
Was it his uncut hair?
His uncut hair, or which was connected to his Nazarite vow. Yeah. His strength came from God, but it was connected to his hair.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's move on to the next one. The biggest character, Goliath. He was a Philistine giant warrior from Gath who challenged the Israelites and was slain by young David with a sling and a stone. Okay, Creed, quick trivia question for you. How tall was Goliath in cubits and span?
That's a hard one, actually.
It is a really hard one.
Let me think about that.
Okay, and let me tell you about our best guess about his appearance. Complexion, likely olive or sun bronze, typical of ancient Philistines. Facial features, tall, around 9 feet. Imposing build, don't know what that means. Dark hair and beard. Clothing, bronze helmet, scale armor, greaves, massive spear, and sword. Do you know what greaves are, Creed?
Yeah, they go on your arm.
I didn't know that. Okay. It just shows how many wars I fought. But now we can look at the AI generated image of Goliath.
That's an imposing build.
Yes, I don't even know what that means.
The scale armor looks cool,
It
but I
does.
don't see any sword.
I don't either. And I feel like he just looks like a little dwarf from Lord of the Rings. He doesn't feel like a tall 9-foot man. I don't know. I feel like his turban or his little armor outfit is a little short. It's getting a little high there, brother. Okay, Creed, let's move on to ranking. What do you think?
I think he should go at number 9.
I think so too. I feel like AI could have done much better to make him look more tall, more big in stature, which he is very big and beefy, as you like to put it. But he does seem like he could fight with Samson, and Samson might win.
Well, also he doesn't have a sword.
I know.
I'm missing the sword.
Okay, Creed, let's talk about the trivia question. How tall was Goliath in cubits and span, and what is your answer?
Was it 4.5 cubits?
Oh, no. It was 6 cubits and a span. So,
anyways, let's move on to Mary, the mother of Jesus. Mary was a Jewish woman chosen by God to miraculously conceive and give birth to Jesus, the promised Messiah. Okay, Bless, a quick trivia question on Mary is, what city was Mary living in when the angel appeared to her?
let me think about that.
Okay, guys, this is me and Blessing's best guess on what Mary might have looked like. Her complexion was likely warm olive, sun-kissed. That sounds like a hurt to be kissed by the sun. Her facial features were likely gentle eyes, dark hair under veil.
Okay.
Okay. Her clothing was maybe modest first-century tunic and mantle.
Yes, I wear those every Saturday.
Let's look at the picture that AI generated on Mary.
Yes.
Okay, Blessing, thoughts?
I like it. I think it's actually pretty good. What is she holding? Is that a little dumbbell?
No,
Okay.
that is a vase.
They didn't have workout routines back then, I don't think. But I think it's actually pretty accurate to what I think she might look like. She's very nice looking.
Yes, I agree. It's pretty accurate to what we thought, which a lot of these are, but it's good when they are really accurate to what we guessed.
Yeah.
So on to ranking. I think she takes Samson's place at number 6 because she's a little more accurate than Samson.
I think so too.
So, Blessing, do you have an answer to the trivia question?
What was it?
What city was Mary living in when the angel appeared to her?
Was it Nazareth?
Yes, it was.
Good. Next up is Jonah. Jonah was a Hebrew prophet whom God sent to call the people of Nineveh to repentance. After initially fleeing from God's command, he was swallowed by a great fish and later obeyed God's call. I have a little trivia question for you. How long was Jonah inside the great fish before being released? Which I don't like that. Released? Okay, but how long was he inside the fish?
That's an interesting answer, and I'll give it to you after.
Yes. Now, let's talk about our guess on Jonah's appearance. Complexion. Maybe weathered, tan from sea and sun. Pretty accurate. Facial features. Dark beard, tired eyes, short hair. Clothing. Rough prophet's cloak. Travel worn. AI has generated the image of Jonah, and let's take a look. What do you think, Creed?
Okay, to be honest, he looks like Samson. There's not much that's different.
I know.
Other than the surrounding of it, I guess.
I know. And yeah, this one's like kind of bland.
Kind of.
And I don't know, the desert makes me depressed. All right, Creed. Now time for the ranking. Where does he go?
I'd say last place.
Me too.
Just there wasn't, I don't know if it's rude, but there wasn't really anything special about the picture.
Yeah. It's kind of bland. So I get that.
Yeah.
Now, it's time to answer the trivia question, which was, how long was Jonah inside the great fish before being released?
3 days, which is interesting. It's the same that Jesus was in the tomb.
Yeah, you got like basically right. It's 3 days and three nights.
Which
Yeah.
is, yeah. That's what it says. And Jesus says, as Jonah was in the belly of the great fish, so will the Son of Man be in the earth
Yeah.
for 3 days. But then he rose from the dead.
So you got it right, correct?
Next up is Peter. He's a pretty cool character. He was one of Jesus' 12 disciples, and he, James, and John were like kind of the most mentioned of the apostles. Peter is also the one who denied Jesus 3 times, but was reconciled, and afterwards became one of the boldest people mentioned in Acts. And so, yeah. Quick trivia, Bless. What was Peter's original name?
Oh, that's hard. Let me think about it.
Now, here's a quick guess on what his appearance might have been. His complexion was, again, probably deep olive, weathered from years on boats. His facial features were probably short, dark hair, thick beard, calloused hands, which that's interesting. He was a fisherman, so.
Yeah.
Clothing was like the simple fisherman's tunic, a rope belt, rolled sleeves, and so yeah, I guess
Yeah,
those
that sounds
all
pretty
sound
accurate.
like they could have been. So after hearing that, let's look at the AI generated photo
Yes.
again of Peter.
Okay, I actually do kind of like this one. I like how it's different than the other ones.
Yeah, he doesn't look exactly the same.
And I like how I really like the look of the boat in the background. That looks really cool.
Yeah, the background's a fisherman's background, and also his hands do look weathered, and he looks weathered.
Yeah, I like how he's holding like nets, like he's been fishing recently. It looks very good, I think.
Yeah, this one's cool. Okay, Bless, moving on to ranking. Where should he go?
I think personally, this is a really good AI generated photo, and I think compared to some of the other ones we've had recently, this one should go to number 2.
I agree. Back to the trivia question, Bless. What was Peter's original name?
Oh man, I think it is Paul.
That is incorrect. No, his original name was Simon. Or
Oh my
Simon
gosh,
Peters.
yes.
Simon Peter.
Next up is a really cool character, Joseph. Joseph was one of Jacob's 12 sons who was sold into slavery by his brothers, rose to power in Egypt, and God used him to save many lives during a severe famine. Reed, quick trivia question. What special item did Joseph receive from his father Jacob?
Let's answer that in a little bit.
Yes. And let's talk about our guess on Joseph's appearance. Complexion, probably warm olive. Facial features, maybe clean shaven in court. Dark hair, clean shaven in court. What does that mean? Okay. Clothing, colorful coat early, fine Egyptian robes later. Okay, I like how there's like a before and after. I don't know what the court means, but you know. Now, let's look at the AI generated photo of Joseph. Whoa. Whoa, this is kind of crazy, y'all.
That's a thick beard.
That was your first
That's-
thought.
yeah, it's a
That
thick
was your
beard.
first thought. Okay, but I think I like
think-
the surroundings, but I think he looks a lot like others. He looks a little
that's
bit more respectable, I guess, in his stance.
Yeah,
but
in his stance and in his clothing, he looks like he's an Egyptian servant or something, I guess.
Yeah.
From what we know or what we've seen of Egyptian
Yeah.
servants. But yeah, he looks true to what the guess was.
yeah, I guess so. Let's move on to ranking. Creed, where do you think he should go?
I think he should go number 6.
And that's where Daniel is right now. So Daniel should move down.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think that's a good place because nothing really speaks out as special about his design.
But he's not the worst.
Yeah, he's not the worst.
Yeah.
Creed, the trivia question. What special item did Joseph receive from his father, Jacob?
His coat of many colors.
Yes, it was that.
All right, now for the final character, one of my favorites, is Paul. He was a former persecutor of the church, turned to an apostle of Jesus Christ.
Wow.
He was a missionary to the Gentiles. He was the author of many New Testament letters. Quick trivia question on Paul. Who was the first martyr for Jesus Christ that Paul oversaw the killing of?
Oh, that's a hard one. Okay, I'll answer after we see the picture.
Here is our best guess, again, of what Paul looked like. So, again, his complexion was likely olive, or sunlined from Roman roads. And his facial features were probably short, dark hair, trimmed beard, intense eyes. His clothing was probably a simple traveler's tunic and cloak and scroll in hand. Anyways, let's look at the photo that was generated by AI on
Yes.
Paul.
Yes. Okay, so this one is very interesting.
He has intense eyes.
Yes, and he looks like he just saw like a murder or something. Like, is he okay? I don't know. But yes, it's so really funny to me how a lot of these guys are like really short. I don't know. That's a statement. I don't know. It's just like, why are they all so short? But yeah, that's funny. He has a scroll. Is a cloak.
I mean, this again, we don't know for sure, but it looks like it could have been Paul.
It looks like.
But I don't know.
And
what
the
I'm,
scenery looks more like Rome than the desert of like Israel or something.
Okay, now on to ranking. I think he's better than Daniel. So
Yeah.
number 7. Okay, blessing for the trivia question. What was the first martyr of the Christian church that Paul oversaw the killing of?
I really don't know. Can you tell me the answer?
It was Stephen.
Ah,
He was one of the deacons that
yeah.
in Acts. Yeah, he's very encouraging speech in Acts 7.
Okay, now that we're done with all the characters, we know that the least accurate was Jonah,
According to our guesses.
according to our guesses.
Yeah, and according to our guesses, the most accurate was John the Baptist.
Round of applause for John, y'all. Everybody.
One verse that stood out to me as we were doing this, as me and Blessing were doing this, as we're going through all the characters of the Bible, I was reminded of Acts 4:12, which says, "For there is salvation in no one else, for there is no other name given under heaven among men by which men must be saved." Talking about how Jesus is the only name by which men may be saved. It's not Moses, it's not Jonah, it's not John the Baptist, it's Jesus Christ, by which we must be saved.
I'm Bless,
And I'm Creed,
and this is
the Blessing Creed
Show.
podcast.
Podcast.
Yep.
Bye.